Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for this reading today. What we're going to do is have a look at the energy of the Divine Masculine and see how is the Divine Masculine feeling about the Divine Feminine at the moment. I did a reading yesterday for those of you that have a Divine Masculine in a karmic relationship. There's another reading that's out and about. I did it yesterday, so if you want to check in on that, please do. But in the meantime, let's see how the Divine Masculine's feeling about you. Do please remember that I will be referring to the Divine Masculine as he, but you know, depending on your circumstances, if your Divine Masculine is a female, then please just enable it to fit your circumstances as you see fit. Okay, let's get started. Do remember, again, this is a general reading, so not all of it will necessarily resonate with you. So, you know, just take the bits that you can really relate to. So let's get started. Spirit, we're asking you today, please, to give us the energy of the Divine Masculine. How is he generally? Let's look at how he is generally to begin with. How is the Divine Masculine, please? Oop. How is the Divine Masculine? How is the Divine Masculine, Spirit? Thank you. Ooh, we have loving energy coming in. Okay. We have choose wisely. Can we have 4, Spirit, please, if possible? We have memories of love. Look at all these green cards. They're green edged. They're very loving energy here. In this particular deck, the love cards are in green. That's why I said it's loving energy. So, interesting. We have the authority card on the bottom of the deck. That's very interesting. If you have a look at, if yesterday's reading applies to you also, it's very interesting because we had the Emperor card come up, and here we have the equivalent of the Emperor card in this deck. So it feels like the Divine Masculine is really stepping into his power at the moment. You know, he's getting to that stage where he feels strong, he feels clearer in his thinking, and, you know, more of a decisive energy about him. It's interesting that, you know, we're looking at the energy of the Divine Masculine or when he's thinking about the Divine Feminine. And we have the beginning of love. This is the equivalent of the Ace of Cups in Tarot. And, you know, this is very much, he's ready to give love. Look at this outpouring from this bowl, this outpouring of emotion that's coming here. You know, the Divine Masculine is obviously in a mindset at the moment where he wants to give his love where he feels it's going to be well received and it's going to be reciprocated. And it's good that he's at that stage, because it sort of feels that, you know, he's getting to a position where he feels more stable to be able to give again, rather than feeling a bit sort of confused and battle-worn as he was when we read about him before. So, yes, he knows he has choices. Your Divine Masculine may be choosing between 2 people. We have 2 birds here, but not necessarily. This signifies that he has a number of decisions to make. And, you know, he's spending his time thinking that through quite clearly, you know. He wants to get it right. He's choosing which direction to go in, how to handle those decisions, how to best move forward. And, you know, again, he feels much more stable to be able to do that at the moment. He is in reflective energy, which isn't a bad thing. So, you know, here he is reminiscing, looking to his loving experiences of the past, you know, thinking about his Divine Feminine, thinking about, you know, perhaps experiences that you've shared, you know. And there's a very comforting energy around him. Look at the way he's cradling that candle at the moment. I love the fact also that these candles are a purple colour. very, very spiritual. So, you know, it really feels like the divine masculine, when he's thinking about positive energy and his divine feminine, he's actually thinking about that spiritual connection. I love this card. I love the way these two hands are joined together. You know, prosperity can mean a lot of things. And yes, you know, there are, obviously we think about finance when we think about prosperity, but this is very much about abundance. You know, this tree is growing out of this loving energy, the hands that have been placed across the roots of this tree. Again, there's this feeling that the divine masculine is feeling very connected with his inner emotions, but it's bringing up this feeling of stability. This word keeps coming into my mind today. And he knows that from a stable relationship, good things can grow. And we have a few, are they peaches? I think they're peaches on this tree here. But look at the abundance that's raining down. Look at the size of those peaches. The divine masculine is wise enough to know that when you have a good foundation of a relationship, other things will flow, you know, it welcomes abundance in. He's been doing a lot of soul searching, I think, in you know, the past few months, and there's a real sense of growth with him. As I say, we had the authority card on the bottom of the deck here. It's almost like he's grown up a bit in the last few months. Sorry if you're a divine masculine watching this, but actually, you know, we all go through lessons. I think the divine feminine went through, you know, a huge learning curve last year. That's certainly when I went through mine. And it was difficult, you know, but they do sort of change the way that you function. You know, some people say you come out of it stronger. I don't know whether I always believe that, but, you know, you certainly come out of it differently. And that's what we're seeing with this progress that is being made by the divine masculine. So I'm going to have a look specifically. As I say, this is an energy around him at the moment when he thinks about you. So let's have a look at the more definite energy. Sorry, I'm trying to drink water at the same time to actually chat. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. So let's have a look at I'm trying to decide whether to go for messages or whether to actually go with him directly. Let's have a look at some messages. So what is it the divine masculine wants to say to the divine feminine, please? And then we'll look at the emotion behind that. What does he want to say? What does he want to say? Oh, wow. Look at this. Mend. I want to fix our connection. Yes. You know, he's recognizing that this connection, he wants to pour that emotion into it. He wants to pour that love into this connection. And again, there's a decisive energy about the way that's being said. You know, there's no doubts there. I want to fix our connection. Yeah, and like I said, he's been doing a lot of work on himself. We have the shadow side. You made me realize my flaws. You know, he knows that he's had to go through those difficult experiences and those learning curves in the last few months to address those things about him that was getting in the way of the connection that he really wants. What else, please? What does the divine masculine want to say, Spirit, please? What does he want to say? Yeah, look, you're irreplaceable, divine femme. The way you love can never be matched. So, you know, if your divine masculine has been seeing other people, you know, there has been this growth, this realization that he only wants to pour his emotions into something that is, you know, for the long haul, for permanent, to build this foundation, you know, and therefore he's realizing that, you know, this is a divinely led journey, and he knows that you can't be replaced. regardless of whether, you know, other people have been around him. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, look at this. Some of you may have a divine masculine who's living a distance away, or some of you may have just lost contact with each other, or perhaps, you know, there's been a bit of ghosting going on, or, you know, maybe one of you has blocked the other. But it says, you know, we're inseparable. Our love is always there despite the distance. You know, it's good that he's recognizing that. You know, he's really feeling this connection at the moment. What do we have on the bottom? Yes, he knows that having been indecisive, it says, I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. He knows he's got to make a decision. He knows that he's got to take some action. And let's see, I'm going to just pull some tarot, and let's see what he intends to do. What does he intend to do regarding these thoughts, these comments? What are his actions, please? What are the divine masculine's actions, please? Ooh. Okay, we have the magician. Yeah, he's going to try and manifest you. You know, the magician's a very strong energy. You know, obviously it's part of the major arcana in tarot. And, you know, it's almost like they've just said to me, easy solution. This divine masculine is trying to find the easiest ways possible to bring you back into his life. You know, he doesn't realize that manifestation still needs work. You know, or maybe he does realize, I don't know, but it sort of gives me the impression that, you know, he wants a quick fix for this. He wants to fix this connection, you know, and he's going to do anything within his power to actually bring you back into his life. I've just realized my cards look very wonky on the camera. I must have knocked it, sorry. There we go. Hopefully that's better. And with this, we have the Six of Fire. He actually is looking for a really successful outcome here, you know. He wants to show you that you were always the person that he wanted, that you were always the important person in his life. He wants to give you that recognition, that appreciation, that attention, you know. He finds you very attractive, and he, you know, he knows you're irreplaceable, Divine Femme. So, you know, he wants to show you that. He wants to actually physically take the action to manifest you back into his life and show you what you mean to him. What else, please, Spirit? What do we have about the shadow side? Oh, we have the wise counselor. Okay. So yeah, he feels that you know, his interaction with you, Divine Feminine, and it has been really positive in terms of him learning and growing as an individual, you know. And we always say that, you know, that we'd rather not go through some of the experiences we go through on the twin flame journey, but actually, you know, they do change us as a person, and we do learn lessons along the way. So, you know, he's very much appreciating you. He's very much, this is very much the Hierophant card in this deck, you know. Yeah, he's a, yeah. Sorry, I threw myself off course there for a moment. But he's very much wanting you to know, yet again, and give you the recognition for helping him make that progress on the journey, however painful it's been for both of you. You know, he knows that you're the one that has made him face those parts of him that he didn't want to face before. Do we have a second card, please? Oh, we have two. Which one is it? Yeah. Moon. Okay, yeah. Again, you know, there's the moon brings with it illumination. You know, he it has brought things to the forefront that he knew that he had to address about himself, but in previous years he's been able to ignore them and work around them. But he's been forced through this connection to actually address those issues, and therefore feels he's come out of that, you know, a changed but better person. Yeah, I don't like using the term better person, but you know, sometimes you recognize that self-improvement in yourself, don't you? Yeah, look at this. He knows you're irreplaceable, knows you can never be matched. You know, and here we have the Five of Pentacles. You know, this worry and this feeling of lack. When you're not around, he feels like a part of his life is missing, you know? And I think for a long time, he didn't recognize that that was you. But, you know, now he's had that realization, and it's almost like it's giving off the sort of I can't live without you vibes, you know? I must stop saying, you know. You know. What else, Spirit, please? How else is he feeling about this? Whoop, when he thinks about the Divine Feminine. Oops, a daisy. Okay, perhaps they don't want to give us another one. Yes, they do. Okay. Yeah, you see, here you are. He wants to actually be honest with you. He's, you know, the page is, this is the page of air, which is the page of swords. He actually wants to be honest with you. He wants to have a truthful conversation with you, or at least send you a message that is going to be very honest. You know, he spent a lot of time thinking about this, thinking about how, you know, living in his head a bit and thinking about how to approach you, especially if you've been at a distance for a while, because he doesn't know how he's going to be received or what's, you know, what your attitude towards him is going to be, especially if there's been a lot of hurt, which no doubt there has, because this is a twin flame journey. But, you know, he has this need to be honest with you and to have this open conversation. What else, please, Spirit? What are his hopes moving forward? What are his hopes? What are the Divine Masculine's hopes, please? Regarding, oops, a daisy. Regarding the Divine Feminine. Wow. He's feeling very passionate about you at the moment, you know. I've said it again, you know, but he is. Look at this knight running forward with passion, you know, fire energy. He wants you to know that he's still feeling that passionate energy. He's still feeling that, you know, he wants to come and show you his love, you know. Stop saying, you know. What else? What else, please, Spirit? What are his intentions? So, you know, there is a confidence about the Knight of Fire. And we've got the Page of Fire as well. So, you know, there's this new motivation about him. You know, you may end up getting a message from him that is maybe passionate sounding, maybe a bit of a sexy message for some of you. You know, he may approach it in a playful sort of way. And I think this has come up in previous readings we've done, whereby, you know, you may want an emotional discussion with your Divine Masculine, but, you know, while he's sort of building his confidence and trying to make a reconnection with you, especially if there has been distance, then he's likely to be playful, you know. But this Divine Masculine is in a hurry, you know. I was not saying, you know, it's annoying me now. But he's very enthusiastic, very adventurous, wants to come across as very confident. And he may just come from nowhere and appear in your life, whether that's through your DMs, whether it's a phone call, whatever it is, or whether he turns up on your doorstep. They're telling me to look at the deck. Yeah, we have the Knight of Air. So, you know, again, this motivation, we've got two cards of motivation here. So we have this motivation, but we have him again thinking this through, thinking the best way to do it. But with the Knight of Air, we've got this determination. And like I said, he is not going to hold back. We've got the Knight of Air is a very fast moving knight. So you may go, for example, from no contact whatsoever to suddenly being bombarded with loads of messages, and it may make you sort of spin a bit, Divine Femme, because you may think, where on earth does this come from? What do I do? I've waited ages and suddenly he's love bombing me. What does this mean? You know, what does he want? It might take you the wind out your sails a bit, you know, because it might be a bit confusing. I'm just going to ask, in fact, let's ask here, what does he ultimately want from the Divine Femme, please? What does the Divine Masculine ultimately want? I've got my cards the wrong way around, how bizarre. Yeah, look, he wants things to go very smoothly. The Wheel of Fortune, you know, means he wants things to work out really well. He wants things to go in his favor. You know, he wants to sort of make the cycle keep moving. You know, he doesn't want to get stuck in the past. He wants it to move forward. He wants to make that progress. There also could be, looking at this card, I've never seen the Wheel of Fortune that's got so many children on it. So there may be children in the mix here somewhere. You know, he may have a child, you may have a child. There's definitely children around somewhere here. If there's not children, this could be about his energy. Although he's sort of sitting in more Emperor energy in recent readings, he's also still got that childlike, playful, wanting everything to happen now type of energy, you know. So what else does he want? Can the Divine Feminine trust him? You know, what is his intention, please? What does he want? Okay, so we have him in King of Air energy. That doesn't surprise me. Again, I think he spent a lot of time thinking things through, analysing things, you know, being very much in his headspace. So, you know, from the perspective of the Divine Masculine, he'll be thinking, well, I've been planning this for ages, so it doesn't seem quick to me. But what he hasn't taken into account is you haven't known what he's planning because he hasn't been telling you, you know. So, yeah, he's actually, he doesn't want to miss out on this opportunity of being with you. He spent a lot of time in his headspace looking at everything he's lost. He hasn't taken into account that you were always there for him to contact, for him to start talking to, you know. But he's missed that. He's been overlooking it. So he's concentrated on the negative for a long time. So now he's trying to turn things around and hoping everything goes well. You gave me two. Which one is it, please? Okay. They've said take both. What they've given me is the 8 and 9 of Earth. So this shows, again, progression. 8 of Earth, 8 of Pentacles. He's actually been concentrating on learning those lessons, as we said before. He's been very focused on moving life forward. He's been in his headspace, focusing on the minute detail of his plan to move things forward, which is why you've not really seen any action from him. But what he wants is this wish fulfillment. We have the 9 of Pentacles here. You know, he wants, for some of them, they're looking for a sense of independence. And that may just be breaking away from the current situation they're in. If they're living at a distance, they may be fed up, feeling isolated, you know, and want to move closer to you to get that feeling of contentment. Again, we have this focus on abundance, which is what we have here, you know. He knows that if he feels happy in his relationship, then abundance will no doubt follow, you know, because positivity brings in positivity. So And oh my word, they've just said to me, look at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Eight of Fire. Wow, the Eight of Fire is speedy. So not only do we have the Knight of Swords down here, which again is the fastest moving knight, but we have the Eight of Fire. This is, and the fire cards are about activity. So he is not going to hang about once that decision is finally made, and he recognizes that he can't be indecisive for much longer because, oh, you can't see that deck. I thought you could see that deck. We had that on the bottom of the deck, if you remember, the indecisive card. The fact that he knows that his indecision has been affecting you. Excuse me. So he knows he's going to make a decision. And I think once he finally makes that break from whatever he's doing currently, you're going to see this person coming into your life in some way, shape or form at high speed. Wow. Okay, so let's just wrap this up with a couple of, what should we go for? Should we do Moonology or should we do a couple more messages? Let's do a couple more messages. Okay, these are the Twin Flame cards, so let's get a couple more messages, please, for the Divine Feminine from the Divine Masculine. Thank you. Yeah, look, I just want to hold you again. He's really recognizing who it is he wants to be with. He's still got a little bit of doubt going on, even though he's more in Emperor energy now. If you saw the real me, would you still love me? So, you know, he's still nervous about, you know, when he makes that commitment, you know, is he going to be enough for you? And this has always been an underlying insecurity that we've seen with these readings. Bottom of the deck, I have family and work obligations. So yes, that may explain why your Divine Masculine hasn't made a decision before, because maybe there's other people or other circumstances that are pulling on his time. But he wants to be with you. That's very clear. And he's going to do it with passion and at speed. Whew. So get prepared. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for you, Divine Femmes. I hope you found that helpful. I will be doing some birth sign type readings in the week ahead, so look out for those. And thank you once again for joining me. If you're still with me at this stage, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.